There is something.
This was the first moment we saw my dad.
A single photo can freeze a moment that shakes the world or hides a dark secret. Long ago, photos were rare and precious, like gold. Today, we snap thousands without a second thought. But some pictures hold stories too wild to ignore. In this video, we count down 15 shocking photographs of people who changed everything, from creepy tales to pure horror.
This picture is what motivated me to travel back to the Stanley Hotel with my friend.
Stick around because number 8 will leave you speechless. Let's dive in and uncover the truth behind these unforgettable images. Number 15. Bleak Childhoods. Bleak Childhood starts with a chilling photo from 1937. It shows dozens of Soviet kids standing in a field, their faces hidden behind gas masks. These weren't costumes for fun. The Soviet Union trained children as young as 8 to prepare for war. After World War I, leaders feared gas attacks, so they taught these pioneers, a youth group, how to use masks and handle weapons. By 1941, when Germany invaded, over 2 million kids joined the effort. Some fought, others starved during the siege of Leningrad, where 1.5 million people died. The masks weighed about 2 pounds each, heavy for small shoulders. But they had no choice. Schools ran drills weekly, and kids learned first aid too. One report says a 12-year-old girl saved 15 soldiers with her skills, yet many never grew up. The photo captures a moment when childhood turned into survival training. Those blank masks hide scared faces, and the field near a forest feels more like a battlefield than a playground. This wasn't just in the Soviet Union either, with places like Britain testing kids with masks too. But seeing these young ones ready for death hits hard. Now that we've seen how war stole their youth, let's move on to a photo where joy hides a heartbreaking twist, keeping you hooked for what's next. Number 14. Deceitful Burst of Joy. Deceitful Burst of Joy shows a photo from March 17, 1973, at Travis Air Force Base in California. A soldier, Lieutenant Colonel Robert Sturm, steps off a plane after years as a prisoner in Vietnam. His daughter, all smiles, runs to him with open arms, while his family follows behind, full of relief. The picture won a Pulitzer Prize, showing hope after war. But the truth cuts deeper. Sturm spent over 5 years in captivity, facing torture and starvation. Just 3 days before coming home, he got a letter from his wife. She wanted a divorce. While he suffered, she took his pay, their house, and custody of 2 kids, spending money on trips with other men. The photo catches a happy reunion, but hours later, Sturm learned his family is gone. They split a year later, and he fought in court, but lost. That bright moment on film hides a crushing betrayal. We've uncovered the pain behind that smile, so stick around as we climb into a deadly adventure that tested one man's limits in the next photo. Number 13. A Deadly Expedition. A deadly expedition takes us to a 1957 photo of Broad Peak, a massive mountain in Pakistan standing at 8,051 meters. It's calm and snowy, but this shot hides a tragic tale. Hermann Buhl, a top climber, led a team with Kurt Diemberger to conquer it. On June 9th, they reached the top without oxygen, a huge win. Just weeks later, on June 27th, they tackled Chogolisa, a nearby peak at 7,665 meters. They climbed fast, carrying 1 tent, aiming to beat records. Then disaster hit. At 7,300 meters, a storm rolled in. Buhl stepped on a snow ledge that broke, and he fell 800 meters down the north face. His body was never found. Diemberger snapped this photo after, showing the mountain that claimed his friend. Buhl was 32, already famous for climbing Nanga Parbat solo in 1953. His death shocked the climbing world. That's the story of a climb gone wrong, but next, we'll flip to a strange old photo practice that'll make you wonder about the past. Keep watching. Number 12. Creepy style of photography. Creepy style of photography brings us a photo from the 1800s. It shows a mother holding her baby, both dressed in fine clothes. The catch? The baby's dead. This was post-mortem photography, which was big in the 19th century. Back then, diseases like cholera killed kids fast, with child mortality hitting 40% in some places. Photos were pricey, about $2 then, equal to $60 today. So families saved up to snap a last memory. They'd prop up the body with stands, paint eyes on closed lids, or pose them with toys to look alive. One family paid extra to dress their son in his Sunday best. By 1850, over 30% of early photos in America were of the dead. It started with daguerreotypes in 1839 thanks to Joseph Niepce and Louis Daguerre. People saw it as normal, not creepy back then. This photo freezes a lost child forever. We've stepped into that odd old trend, so hang on as we shift to a hotel photo that's got ghosts waiting in the wings. You won't want to miss it. Number 11. The Haunting of Stanley Hotel. The Haunting of Stanley Hotel shows a grand staircase in a big old building in Estes Park, Colorado. Built in 1909 by Freeland Stanley, this 140-room hotel sits near Rocky Mountain National Park. It's famous because Stephen King stayed in room 217 in 1974 and wrote The Shining after a nightmare about his son. That room's got a ghost story too. In 1911, a housekeeper named Elizabeth Wilson survived a gas explosion there. She died years later, but guests say she still unpacks bags or turns lights on and off.
The Stanley Hotel has a new photo to help support its haunted reputation.
This picture is what motivated me to travel back to the Stanley Hotel with my friend.
The fourth floor is creepy too, with people hearing kids laughing when no one's around. Over 100 ghost sightings have been reported, and shows like Ghost Hunters have been filmed here. The hotel's hedge maze, added in 2015, nods to the movie. Room 217 books out fast, especially on Halloween. That's the spooky scoop on this famous spot. But next, we've got a guy who beat death on a mountain, and his photo's got a wild tale you'll want to hear. Keep watching. Number 10. The Dead Man Walking. The Dead Man Walking is a photo of Beck Weathers taken after a brutal fight for life on Mount Everest. In May 1996, this 49-year-old Texan joined a climb led by expert Rob Hall. Everest stands at 8,848 meters, the world's tallest peak. A storm hit hard, dropping temps to minus 60 degrees Celsius. Weathers, blind from a recent eye surgery, got trapped at 7,900 meters. His team thought he was done and left him for dead twice. But after 15 hours in the snow, he woke up. Frostbite had wrecked his hands and face, yet he stumbled 300 meters to camp. Rescuers airlifted him out. Doctors cut off his right hand and part of his nose and rebuilt his nose with ear skin. Today, at 78, he's still kicking, a legend of survival. That's one guy who cheated death. But up next, we've got a workplace horror where glowing paint turned deadly for a group of women. You'll want to see what happens. Number 9. The Ghost Girls. The Ghost Girls is a photo from the 1920s showing young women painting watch dials in a factory. They worked for the United States Radium Corporation in New Jersey, using glow-in-the-dark paint made with radium. The girls, some just 15, dipped brushes in the paint, then licked them to keep the tips sharp. Their clothes and skin glowed after shifts, earning them the nickname Ghost Girls. They made $20 a week, good money then, but soon trouble started. Molly Maggia's teeth fell out in 1922. her jaw crumbled, and she died at 24 from radium poisoning. Over 50 girls died by 1927, with jaws rotting or bones breaking. The company knew radium was dangerous, but hid it, even after 1,000 times the safe level was found in Molly's bones. The girls sued, and in 1928, 5 won $10,000 each, about $183,000 today. Their fight changed worker safety laws forever. That's the grim tale of those glowing workers. But next, we've got a space crew photo hiding a disaster that shook NASA.
Flight director at NASA, it has been a bad day.
You'll want to hear this one. If you like this video so far, hit that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts. I'd love to hear what's got you hooked. Keep watching. Number 8. The Cursed Space Team. The Cursed Space Team is a photo of 7 smiling astronauts before their final mission on the Space Shuttle Columbia. Taken in 2003, it shows the crew ready for a 16-day trip to space. They launched on January 16th from Kennedy Space Center, Florida, to study science stuff like worms and fire in zero gravity. But 82 seconds after takeoff, a chunk of foam, about 1.7 pounds, smashed into the shuttle's left wing. NASA knew foam had fallen off before, but it punched a hole 6 to 10 inches wide this time. On February 1st, as they came back to Earth, hot gases ripped through that hole at 12,144 miles per hour, tearing the shuttle apart over Texas. All 7 died, including the first Israeli astronaut, Ilan Ramon. Over 83,000 pieces landed across 2,000 square miles. It was NASA's second shuttle loss after Challenger in 1986. That's the sad end for this brave team. But next, we've got a disappearing hiker and a creepy figure in his last photo that'll keep you guessing. Stay tuned. Number 7. The Mystery of Dayne Pua. The Mystery of Dayne Pua is a photo from February 27, 2015, showing 18-year-old Dayne Pua hiking the Haiku Stairs in Oahu, Hawaii. Known as the Stairway to Heaven, this trail has 3,922 steep steps and has been closed since 1987 for safety. Dayne, a senior from Big Island, told his grandma he'd hike it despite her warnings. He texted photos around 11 a.m., including one with a shadowy figure in the bushes. That was his last message. He vanished. Search teams, drones, and the U.S. Navy scoured the 2,800-foot Ko'olau Range for days. On March 3rd, hikers heard cries, but nothing was found. The trail's cliffs drop 1,000 feet in spots, and rain made it slick. Some think he fell. Others wonder about that figure. No body, no clues, and after 10 years, it's still unsolved. That's the haunting riddle of Dayne's last hike. But next, we're digging into a collector's photo that's creepy in a whole new way. You won't believe what's coming up. Number 6. The Chilling Collection of Horatio Gordon Robley. The Chilling Collection of Horatio Gordon Robley is a photo from 1895. It shows a British soldier, Horatio Gordon Robley, sitting in front of 35 preserved Maori heads from New Zealand. These heads, called mokomokai, had detailed tattoos carved into their faces. Robley, a major general, served in New Zealand during the 1860s land wars. He got hooked on Maori culture and traded for these heads, building a collection worth over 1,000 pounds back then. Some say he kept 5 favorites in his bedroom and brushed their hair at night. In 1908, he offered them to New Zealand for 1,000 pounds, but they said no. Later, he sold 30 to the American Museum of Natural History for 1,250 pounds. Today, most have been returned to Maori families. Robley also wrote a book, Moko or Maori Tattooing, in 1896, sharing their art with the world. This photo is shocking because it turned sacred remains into a trophy display. That's the wild story of Robley's Creepy Haul. But next, we've got a basketball card with a dark secret that'll catch you off guard. Stay with me. Number 5. A chilling secret in a basketball card. A chilling secret in a basketball card is a 1990 photo of New York Knicks player Mark Jackson on a trading card. He's dribbling at Madison Square Garden, but look closer. You will see two guys sit courtside in the background. They're Lyle and Eric Menendez, brothers who killed their parents in 1989. That night, August 20th, they shot their mom and dad with shotguns in their Beverly Hills home, firing 14 times. They were 21 and 18 after years of abuse, they later claimed. After the murders, they spent over $700,000 in months, including $60,000 on Rolex watches and courtside seats to this game. No one noticed them on the card until 2018, when a crime writer spotted it. Now it's a hot item, selling for up to $1,200 on eBay. The brothers got life in prison in 1996, but the card keeps their story alive. That's the dark twist hidden in a simple sports shot, but next we're jumping to a college experiment that quickly turns normal students into monsters. You'll want to see how this unfolds. Number 4. Stanford Prison Experiment. Stanford Prison Experiment is a 1971 photo of college students in a fake prison set up at Stanford University. Psychologist Philip Zimbardo ran it, picking 24 healthy guys and splitting them into guards and prisoners. It started August 14th in a basement turned jail. Guards got uniforms and sunglasses, prisoners got smocks and numbers. By day 2, things got ugly. Guards forced prisoners to do push-ups, locked them in closets, and took their blankets. One prisoner broke down and quit after 36 hours. By day 6, half were crying or raging.
In the future, that you do work when you're told. Say it again. Say bless you, correctional.
Zimbardo stopped it early. He had planned for 14 days, but it ended at 6. The guards loved power too much, and prisoners lost hope. Over 50 people watched, but only one, Zimbardo's girlfriend, said it was wrong. The experiment showed how fast normal people can turn cruel when given control. It's still studied today and banned from being repeated. That's how a simple test spun out of control. But next, we've got a TV contestant hiding a killer's smile that'll chill you to the bone. Don't miss it. Number 3. Predator in Plain Sight. Predator in Plain Sight is a 1978 photo of Rodney Alcala on the Dating Game TV show. He's all smiles, a handsome guy chatting up contestant Cheryl Bradshaw. Alcala called himself a photographer and won her pick with flirty lines like, "I'm a banana, peel me." Offstage, Cheryl backed out, saying he felt off. Good call. By then, Alcala had killed at least 2 women. Later, cops tied him to 5 murders between 1977 and 1979, though some say his count hits 130. He'd been in jail before for attacking an 8-year-old in 1968, out in just 34 months. After the show, he killed a 12-year-old in 1979, landing him on death row in 1980.
Convicted rapist when he did the dating game. Had served time, and they let him.
That charming face hid a monster who hunted openly. That's the scary truth of a killer on live TV. But next, we've got a girl's photo that leads to a haunting tale of faith gone wrong. You'll want to stick around for this one. Number 2. The Exorcism of Anneliese Michel. The Exorcism of Anneliese Michel is a photo of a young German woman, Anneliese, taken before her life unraveled. She was born in 1952 in Bavaria and grew up in a strict Catholic family. At 16, she started having seizures, and doctors said it was epilepsy. By 20, she heard voices calling her damned and saw demon faces. Pills didn't help, so in 1975, her parents turned to priests. They got approval for exorcisms, believing 6 demons, like Judas and Hitler, possessed her. Over 10 months, 2 priests, Ernst Olt and Arnold Renz, held 67 sessions, some lasting 4 hours. Anneliese stopped eating, dropping to 68 pounds. On July 1st, 1976, she died at 23 from starvation and dehydration. Her parents and the priests faced trial in 1978 for negligent homicide. They got 6 months in jail, reduced to 3 years probation. Tapes of her growling and screaming shocked the courtroom. Her story inspired The Exorcism of Emily Rose. That's the haunting end of Annalise's fight. But next, we've got photos of 9 hikers who died mysteriously. Keep watching for the twist. Number 1. The bone-chilling photos from Dyatlov. The bone-chilling photos from Dyatlov is a snapshot from February 1st, 1959, showing 9 Soviet hikers in the Ural Mountains. Led by Igor Dyatlov, this group from Ural Polytechnical Institute set up camp on Kholat Shachol, a 1,079-meter slope. That night, something awful happened. Searchers found their tent slashed open from the inside on February 26th. Footprints led a mile to a cedar tree where 2 froze in their underwear. 3, including Dyatlov, died crawling back just in socks. 4 more, found in a ravine, had crushed chests or a cracked skull, 1 missing her tongue and eyes. 6 died of cold, but the injuries baffled everyone. The group carried 4 cameras snapping 105 photos. The last one shows a dark figure or blurry lights. Nobody knows. Radiation was on some clothes, and the slope was only 15 degrees, ruling out big avalanches. Soviet files called it a natural force, but the mystery lingers after 66 years. We've reached the end of the video. Like and subscribe for more content if you enjoyed it. Comment about your favorite photo. I can't wait to read them. Bye.